we got to back up a bit. In the 14s, Britain has the biggest navy in the world. You know, Britannia rules the waves ever since the Spanish Armada was sunk. They have large warships. They send out warships to fight German ships. Immediately when war is declared, they blockade the North Sea and Germany's sea borders. Germany starts running out of food. It starts running out of supplies and metal and all that things. It survives by trade. German chemists and scientists start inventing substitutes. Food like it, materials like it. Some very good materials are made. But they can't survive it. So what they do is they start sending out U-boats, submarines, to shoot the British Navy. These U-boats are the pride of the German fleet. They have torpedoes, big underwater shells that they shoot and hit the metal ships. Several ships are sunk. The British code breakers, the people who transmit with code and one another, the Germans have a special code, but in one battle the British sink German ships, but they recover some code sheets, some code keys from it, and by this they can decipher German codes. They intercept one German message and they decode it with them. It says that they're going to attack the British blockade somewhere around here. And what's going to happen is the British are ready for them. The Germans come, the British are all massed. They have come there and in great mass. Only one ship, HMS Lion, sinks. And only 18 sailors are wounded on the other ships. But there are 3 or 4 German ships are sunk. Many ships are sunk. And thousands of German sailors die. Hundreds of sailors, German sailors, drown. This is a crushing defeat for the Germans. So, what they do is they start sending in more and more U-boats, but they can't break the blockade. Now let's go up to back. Now the U-boats have pushed them back. They've made several attacks on the British coast. They're sinking any ships with supplies to Britain or France. One time there was a British ship coming into port off the coast of Ireland. It's carrying 118 U.S. Passengers from the United States. The United States has declared itself neutral at the war. They're like, let them fight. We don't care. We're profiting from this. We are getting it good. We are selling supplies and food to both sides. Now, the ship is called the Lusitania, USS Lusitania. And the Germans suspect that there are arms aboard. There are a couple of small pistols on board, but in the bottom of the hull, but that's it. They sink the ship. All of the Americans are sunk. Many of the U.S. people think they should join the war, but this is the last straw. President Woodrow Wilson declares war on Germany. He starts sending over U.S. troops called doughboys. And they start training. They come into France. They have they have good machines. They have fresh troops. They have trained and fresh troops. Thousands of them. And they march into France and they push the Germans back a bit. Many doughboys die, but that's okay. The Germans push back one battle, and now the British and the French, they are like, oh, Saviour, Jesus, you're like a mortal God to us. Oh, yes, we will praise you for delivering us from the Germans. because the British have been having the worst of it. One battle, they battle at Somme. Thousands of Germans are killed. Millions of British are killed. They charge over the no man's land. They are mown down, literally mown down by machine gun fire. They're like, they go one row, ba-da-da, next, ba-da-da, next, ba-da-da, next. And the British have been very demoralized since the battle of Somme. The US troops have enlightened them. Germany starts to think, we can't do this. The Kaiser, they start negotiating peace. Kaiser Wilhelm II, King George V, Woodrow Wilson, and Don Nicholas II, as well as the King of France, the Emperor of Austria-Hungary, and the Baron of Bulgaria. And several other leaders. They come together and they make a treaty. But there are conditions that Germany is not like. Germany has back then Germany also owned what is now called Poland, and Austria-Hungary had the Kazakh and Slovakia, and all this. What happened was Austria-Hungary had to take away some, and it was made into the Kazakh Republic, Czechoslovakia. Hungary and Austria were divided again. Bosnia was set free and made big. Let's see, Bosnia hers. Then Belgrade. And Germany had to give up Poland, the rest of Poland. It was called Poland now. So that was the end of the war. But more than 11 million people, 14 million people died, plus thousands more civilians. This war, the First World War, was the bloodiest war ever. It would change history forever.